Welcome back to the 3-Minute Devar. This week's portion is Parshat Vayeshev. This week also marks the beginning of the festival of Hanukkah. We are very excited to have two special Hanukkah drive-thrus on the 2 Thursday nights of Hanukkah. Please do contact Batya to sign up. We'd love to see you there. So this week's portion, Parshat Vayeshev, really focuses on Joseph, focuses on the jealousy the brothers had towards Joseph. It talks of him being sold into slavery to the land of Egypt. But I'm not going to focus so much on Joseph right now. I'm going to focus on another one of the brothers, Yehuda. Yehuda, who was the fourth of Jacob's children, was in fact the one that was chosen to be the tribe from which all the kings of Israel would have to come from. If you were a king in Israel, you would have to come from the tribe of Yehuda. In other words, Yehuda was the tribe of leadership of the Jewish people, which is interesting because Yehuda had 3 older brothers, Reuven, Shimon, and Levi. It's unusual that Yehuda, who was the fourth of Jacob's children, was chosen to be the tribe from which the leaders would come. When we look at the lives that Reuven, Shimon, Levi, and Yehuda lived, we notice a bit of a hint as to why Yehuda might have been chosen to be the leader when Shimon and Levi make a mistake, a big mistake in last week's portion, when they destroy the entire town of Shechem for violating their sister, and Jacob gets very upset with them. Shimon and Levi respond by saying, our sister can't possibly be treated in that way and we don't do anything. Basically, Shimon and Levi responded by saying, we understand, Dad, that you think we've done something wrong, but we actually feel we've done something right. They didn't own up to their mistake. They rationalized the mistake that they made. They basically responded by saying they did the right thing. Reuven also makes a mistake in a different episode, and we don't find necessarily that he owns up to that mistake. But not so with Judah, with Yehuda. Yehuda makes a big mistake in this week's portion, and he owns up to that mistake. He says 2 famous words, Tzadka mimeni, she's right. He had a whole episode with his daughter-in-law whereby he had to own up to a mistake that he made, and he's willing to own up to that mistake and apologize. To me, that is exactly why Yehuda was chosen to be the tribe of leadership of the Jewish people. We don't look for perfection in our leaders. On the contrary, we recognize that our leaders are only human. But the mark of a true leader is one that recognizes that they are human. When a leader recognizes that they're human, that they're also prone to making mistakes and they're willing to own up to those mistakes, that is the humility we're looking for in a leader. To have a leader that thinks they're infallible is a recipe for disaster. To have a leader who recognizes they're also human, that is the type of leader we are looking for, and that is indeed exactly why Yehuda was chosen to be the tribe of leadership for the Jewish people, because he was willing to own up to his mistakes and recognize that there's always more for him to learn and always things that he can repair. Shabbat Shalom.